Hello, this is Patty Duncan with Skills USA. I'm going to walk you through the steps on how to register multiple members in a batch upload. If you start at the skillsusa.org website, click the button Join, and that will take you to our registration site. Type your email, which is your username, and your password, and click Login. If you need a reminder of what your password is, simply click Reset My Password, or if you need to create one, create Login. Once you're ready, click Login. And the first step is to ensure that all of your training programs and advisors are listed. So first click the membership link, and you'll see a list of all your training programs and the advisor for that program as well. Please note that this advisor name listed here is not a joint professional. This is really just separating the classes and telling the system who the contact is for this particular training program. Okay, if your training program is not listed here, simply click Add Training Program, and you'll be able to select a training program from the drop-down menu. Once all your training programs are listed, the next step is to go to the Membership tab and click Upload Membership File. Here we're going to have a two-step process. You need to use the exported Excel spreadsheet from our system, because that is what the site is going to recognize as far as the data that you're going to be typing in. So first click Create Excel. And once that's exported, you're going to see that the system has now created columns for you, and it's exported some of the data that's in the website that it needs. Do not change any of these column headers, and do not delete any of them. If you change these column headers in any way, the system will not be able to perform the upload for you. You'll see that the information that needs to be constant is chapter ID, your chapter name, and the system has an assigned section ID for each training program. Do not change any of this data. But the idea here is you're going to insert as many lines as you need to for the number of members that you're going to have in each of these training programs. So you're simply going to copy the entire line, and then you're going to change the information that needs to be changed. So that's going to be the first name, and then as I move across here, my new member Patty Duncan, I have to make sure that I have the correct type, whether this is a student or a professional. So if Patty is a student, the default is S, but if Patty was a professional, I would need to change that S to a P. The other critical part of this is the system is going to default the division type. The default is secondary. So if you're a college and not a high school, you also will need to change this code to a P for post-secondary. Really the rest of the other data is all optional. If you choose to use this information, this optional information, it does have to be in the exact format that you see listed here. So if you're going to use telephone numbers, you need to make sure that it has the parentheses and is typed just as we see it here. Okay, and birth date, same thing. Has to be typed exactly as the system shows. If you decide you don't want to use any of this optional information, simply delete the data in the cells for the examples. Again, do not delete the column, as your export will not work properly if you do that. All right, so then the idea is you're going to continue filling out student names. I'm not going to take the time to do that in this demonstration because I want to show you what needs to happen through the whole process. So the next thing that you need to do is give your file a name here. So you're going to save it. And let me just move this screen up here. And you're just going to call this whatever you need to. But what I want you to see is where it says Save As Type, it's defaulted to Web Page. You have to change that by clicking the drop-down menu, and you want to save this to an Excel file. I'm just choosing Excel Workbook in this case, and then I'm going to simply hit Save. All right, so you've got that saved. The next step is you're going to go back to where we started from, and again that was membership, upload membership file, and now you're ready for step 2. You're going to click Browse, and you're going to find your file name. I've already filled out one previously, so I'm going to use that one. And what should happen after you select it is it should show up here. And now you're ready to upload. And you simply click Upload File. Now, if it was successful, it will tell you that. If there was an issue, you will get an error message here, and it will tell you it failed. If it failed and you're unable to determine why, we do have a support system here. This email here, support@skillsusa.register.org. You'll want to email that spreadsheet, and that person will get back to you and help you with getting that uploaded. The next step is once the names are uploaded, they're really staged, if you will. They're not joined yet. So now that I've uploaded it, I can see under Not Yet Joined how many members in each of these training programs. And again, you're going to be doing this when you have 50 or 100 or 1,000 in your school members. For my example, I just have a few. Now, before I actually join them, the one thing I want to make sure is I don't have any duplicate names, because you are liable for paying for any duplicate names, and there's no cancellations once you join them. So go to the Membership tab and click Check for Duplicates. In my case, there isn't any, but if there was, those names would all be listed here. So we're good, we don't have duplicates. The next step is to join these members. So you do have to join the members by each training program here. So if I want to join the 2 members for carpentry first, I simply click Join Now. Now, we have different types of membership programs. If you're doing the traditional, where you're paying by each member, this is the screen that you will see. If you are on an affiliation plan, our total participation plan, campus or CAP, the screen will look a little bit different. You won't have to answer the questions as far as form of payment, because that's going to be paid for by your district or by the state or by the school itself. But if this is traditional, you do want to fill out the form of payment. In this case, I'm choosing purchase order. This question here, 100% of your students is asking you, are you registering all your students in your class as members? Hopefully that answer is yes, and you just click this radio button. You have an option to either combine the professionals and students on one invoice or split them. And then you have to accept responsibility, and you have to click this box stating you understand that once you join, there's no drops or substitutions. Now, before you click the final button, Join Now, just double check here and make sure this count is correct of how many members, because you don't want to join more than what you're expecting to pay for. Couple other things I want to point out. At the very top, if you see alerts up here, this one's indicating I don't see a professional joining. That's just to let you know that as you're submitting here, I see 2 students are being joined, but I don't see a professional. It's a reminder not to forget yourself. That's all that it is. Okay, and here it said no duplicates found. If there were duplicate names, this is a second check for you. They would be listed here, and you'll want to delete them before you move on. Okay, so now we're ready to join, and we simply click Join Now. If you're on an affiliation plan, really that's it. If you're doing traditional membership, the invoice will appear in front of you. You can print this invoice and give it to accounting, or you can click the link here and pay it by credit card. If you need additional support, please reach out to our hotline operators at 1-844-875-4557. Thank you so much.